Right at the gate, I'm going to put a fat disclaimer. If you're here to make quick money, fast money, undercover money, dancing money, listen, the same way you clicked into this video, I want you to click right back out, because this video is not for you. Right? This is the video for the people who are actually trying to improve themselves and are actually trying to add a legitimate income stream within their roster. The reason for this is because I need you to be able to take action. So if this does apply to you and you are able to actually do this, I highly encourage you to go out there and actually try to pursue this, see if it works out for you. Next week when I drop another one of these, then you know, okay, that last one didn't work, maybe this next one is for me. So today's income stream is online/offline tutoring, because right now a lot of parents find themselves in this weird place where they have to decide whether or not they send their kids back to school, or they start homeschooling them, or they start getting some online tutors so they can continue with the curriculum. This is mainly due to the massive impact that COVID-19 has had over the population, especially in South Africa, but this probably applies worldwide, right? So right now, the industry for tutoring is actually booming, and you're going to find that a lot of these people, especially these tutoring platforms that used to exist, are now getting a lot more traffic because a lot more people need home tutoring. So the platform featured on today's video is going to be Turtlejar. What this platform allows is for you to sign up as an individual who has certain skills, and then you take those skills and then you choose what subjects you would want to teach. So here's the cool thing about this platform. All you have to do is effectively be registered on the platform. So they will handle a lot of the marketing aspects of it, because the student will choose you, and then you will get notified whether or not the lesson can take place once payments have occurred. So if you're wondering how much you're going to be able to make from this platform, you're going to be making anywhere from about 150 Rand to about 250 plus, depending on sort of the level where you're teaching from. If it's a subject you want to teach, and that's going to be high school level, on your matric, you need to have had at least 80 to 85% on your final report card, right? And then you're also looking at, for varsity level, for the same subject that you probably want to teach there, you need to have about 75% upwards. Right, so effectively that's the sweet spot range that you want to be in, but don't get discouraged if you don't meet those targets exactly. So what you want to do is actually still send your application in anyway, because you're effectively applying for a job, right? It's weird because you're freelancing, but in effect it's still a job. It's still a separate income stream. If you have some real world experience in this topic, but you don't have the marks from high school or varsity, still send that through. They're more than willing to actually look at your CV and then consider you. Fill in everything honestly. Don't try to cheat the system. Actually be interested. Let me just, for one piece of advice, guys. When you're going into this, make sure you actually have a passion to either teach somebody or tutor somebody, and you have that patience to do it well, because this is not a side hustle. It's a whole separate income stream if you have the dedication and commitment to the process. If you feel like you have some value to impart on either primary school kids, high school kids, some kids in varsity, or even adults, go ahead and sign up on this platform, because the last thing you want to do is sign up and then feel the pressure of, no, this is not for me. If you've never thought about actually tutoring anybody, but then you feel like this is something you could do, you meet the requirements that I've listed, or you just genuinely feel that you can actually do this because you have real world experience, have that discussion with the team. I sent them a message and they replied quite quickly. So they should be quick to reply to any question you may have. All right. So what you guys want to do is go in with, and this is going to sound corny now, but go in with a pure heart. Go in with the actual intention to impart actual valuable knowledge to somebody. Right? Don't go in there half-assed, because it also has a rating system. You guys should be familiar with all kinds of rating systems for your Ubers or your Bolts, right? As soon as a guy has below a certain amount of stars, you just want nothing to do with that guy at all. This guy could be a serial killer. This guy could be just the weirdest person ever. Why are you giving me 2 stars? Like, what did he do? Like, what's wrong with him, right? So you have to be cognizant of that. So if you're going into this, make sure 110% that you can and you will deliver. You have the passion for it as well. This is for people who do want to actually teach other people and can teach. This is so important. If you cannot teach, maybe you want to teach people, but you can't teach. You're not a patient person. This might not be for you. right? So you need to be able to be patient with people. You need to be able to break things down to a very simplistic level so people can understand and follow what you are saying and actually achieve amazing results. You're actually going to notice that on the platform, it actually allows you to choose where you want to tutor the students. So you can do it at your house, you can do it at their house, you can do it in a public place, or you can do it online, which is why I call this an online or offline. In this climate, more often than not, it's probably going to be an online situation, right? That way you avoid a lot of the whole should I bring sanitizer, no sanitizer, yes, this, that. The majority of right now is probably going to be online. But if you stick with this up to the point where we get out of this situation that we are in, you can find yourself then going to the client, or maybe then going to meet in a public place and doing your 1 or 2 hour session, whatever the case may be. Now you're also going to notice you can also include your residential address or general area, and then in what radius you are willing to work. Now for this, it's very important. Remember guys, right now when you're just working online, you might not need a car, but if you're clicking the options of going to the client, which might be important later on down the line once this is all over, it's very important that you have transportation, right? You need to be able to get to the client on time all the time. But if you're just going to be mainly online, you don't really need anything to start besides for that initiative and that push to actually get started, because the most important thing here is you actually get started. Do it, try something, which is why I'm only going to give you guys 1 per video, 1 per week, so you can try something and have enough time to actually try and see if it works for you or if it fails. And if it fails, that's great, you tried, right? Maybe the next one will work out for you. If you do take up this opportunity or are serious about it or are currently doing it or have done it before, please leave your experiences in the comments so everybody else can benefit. All right. And if this does work for you, please come back to the video and say, okay, that worked. That is awesome. I have a second revenue stream. All right, guys, thank you for watching. That's going to be it from me. You need to remember that you're working towards financial freedom. Number 2, it doesn't happen overnight. Number 3, when you're struggling, you need to keep going, because in that struggle, triumph is there. There is no wins where there's no losses. If you're never losing, you're never winning, right? So you have to understand that if you do not act, you're not going to gain. You need to be very intentional about your finances and keep moving forward. If you haven't watched my How to Survive Unemployment video, go ahead and watch that. I'm going to link it in the description below. Or if you happen to find yourself in a position where you actually clicked on this video because you have no other options and you're trying to find a way to make money, go ahead and watch that video, understand how to survive unemployment, and then come back and use this video trying to take advantage of the opportunity that's available. I want people to actually act on these things. Don't just look at it and say, oh well, that was nice, that sounded great. Act. If you don't understand or this information wasn't clear, ask the question, right? I will go out here all day emailing these people just to get some answers, right? If you don't understand or you have questions about it, ask. If you're sending them messages and they're not responding, send me messages, I'll send them messages, they will respond. And just a reminder, if you guys don't want to post your questions in the comments for whatever reason, go ahead and actually use the channel email. That's going to be 10minuteideas@gmail.com. I will respond and I will get back to you. I will get the information you need and send it right on.